Hi everyone, my name is Teal. I am one of your librarians here at South, and today I'm going to kind of go over the process of using our library databases to support the research you need to do for your critical storytelling research project. And for this project, regardless of what format you choose to use, you will need 2 to 3 credible secondary sources. For the purposes of this assignment, your secondary sources are either discussing the primary source, Diary of a Reluctant Dreamer, or they are exploring related topics and themes that are the basis of your research question for this project. So in order to find academic sources, one type of credible source, you can use library databases. Library databases provide access to academic articles that are published in academic, professional, or trade journals. These are the kinds of articles that are often only available for a fee, and so using the library database allows you access to them for free. There are a lot of databases that our library subscribes to, but some of the ones that might be most relevant for the research you need to do for this project are listed in this document, and they're divided by the type of resource it is based on the assignment. And so one category are these peer-reviewed journal articles, which also includes the textbook chapters, and this is the category that also includes literary criticism and historical or cultural analysis. So a few databases that are relevant for that category are Academic Search Complete, the Directory of Open Access Journals. We have a large database called Gale Power Search. We also have JSTOR, which is a database that specifically has articles in humanities, social sciences, and literature. All of those might be good places to start for that kind of resource. If you need credible news articles or other periodicals, we have several databases that are useful for that. And to start off, we have Access World News, which is a large database that has articles from hundreds of US and global publications. The two links underneath Access World links will take you directly to the collection of publications that are from Washington State. We also have a Seattle Times specific collection. Both are available through the same database, but those are the specific links for those collections. We also have a database for all the US major daily newspapers. So things like New York Times, Washington Post, Wall Street Journal, that kind of thing. You can access those articles through that database. We also have a couple of databases that have a lot of magazines as well. So Popular Magazines is a Gale database that has that, and then the ProQuest eLibrary also has magazine content. And finally, if you are looking for video content, video sources, we have two databases that provide a bunch of instructional, informational content about a variety of topics, academic video online and films on demand. Both of these databases have videos that vary in length from, almost feature length to very, very short, like a few minutes long on all sorts of topics. So you can use these databases the same as you would use any of the other ones and just search for your topic and then find what video content might be available. Canopy is also listed here. Canopy mainly has independent films, but it does include some feature-length documentaries. So depending on what you are researching, one of those documentaries may be relevant to your research and might be another credible source for you to use. So I'm going to go ahead and open up one of these so that we can look at it together. And so I'm going to go ahead and start with Academic Search Complete. It has a bunch of different disciplines that it covers, so it's just a good place to start. So if I click on the link on the document, it's going to take me to our South Seattle College page. If you are at your own home computer, you will need to log in using your My Seattle College's login information. And that information is available on the same document at the bottom of the document after the list of all of the databases and search strategies. All the way down, there's information about what your My Seattle College's login information is and how you can reset it if you don't know it. So that information is available there. But in terms of the databases, when you're looking at a database, basically you want to think about your search terms. And your search terms should be the simplest or most common words to use to describe your topic or your research question. And so if I was researching themes related to Diary of a Reluctant Dreamer, I might look up undocumented immigrants, and maybe I would also look up education just to start. So I have two keywords. Depending on exactly what your research topic is or what your research question is, you will have different terms in these, but these are the ones I'm going to use for this. No matter which database you use, you want to see if you can find an advanced search tool, which is what we're looking at now, something that has multiple text fields that you can change the categories of. And this just allows you to divide up your search terms and combine them in different ways depending on exactly what you're looking for and the results that you're finding. And so for now, what I am doing is using one search term, undocumented immigrants, and then in my second search term is education. And so I am looking for sources that include both of these topics, not one or the other. I'm going to go ahead and hit search. And so regardless of what database you're using, at this point in the process, you are looking at the results you are getting on that first page even and seeing if they seem relevant to what you're actually looking for. Take a look at that little preview, the couple of sentences you can see, the journal it's in, the date it was published, and the title, and see if this is matching what you're looking for. From here, you will need to refine your search by changing your search terms or changing the filters on your tool that you're using. In this case, we have these filter options right underneath the text box. Sometimes it's on a left-hand side menu. Wherever it is, you can they all have similar features. So for example, I could change this to search only for academic journals and not for all of these other kinds of resources as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And that reduces my number of results quite substantially. So that will get me only looking at academic journal articles and not the other kinds of resources that this database includes. I can also change what date it was published in. I can do a custom date range, or I can pick one of these preset options, and that might help me get information that's either providing, an up-to-date contemporary perspective or something that is from a specific historical point in time, or a combination of both. And that is how that works for this particular database, but all these principles apply no matter which one you're using. So I'm going to go back to my list of databases and we're going to take a look at one of the other ones. And so just taking a look at the news articles and periodicals section, I'm going to go ahead and open up US Major Dailies. So I'm going to open up the link. And then from here, once again, if you are on your home device, you will need to log in order to access this tool, which I will show you at the end of this video. So once again, we have a similar advanced search tool, multiple text boxes, and we can add rows as needed. I'm going to do the same search terms. And you see that like in most of them, including this one, all these suggested terms are coming up. You're welcome to use one of those if they seem right. And it also gives you sort of an indication of what kind of terms they use for these topics within the context of this database. But I'm going to leave it as the same one as I just used on the other database so we can compare. So undocumented immigrants and education. And same thing, I'm going to just search from here and we will filter once we see what the results are. So in this database, I have 312 results. So I can start seeing, just like with the other one, if these results seem relevant, and then I can filter from there. In this case, for this database, those filtering options are on the left-hand side. So I can decide what I want to do. Do I want to look at newspapers? Do I want to look at magazines, blogs, websites, etc.? And you can see on all of these, you can see the name of the publication, which is helpful if you're looking for something specific. And you can even filter by publication if you need to. So there are a bunch of options in these news databases, but it's the same process, even though it's not academic journals in this case. And then finally, let me just take a look at one of these video databases as well. Same process. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the search. And you see this doesn't have the same options for multiple fields in your search, but that's okay. We can still use it. And I'm just going to write both terms in the same field, and we will go from there, see how that works. And so I have 2,223 results, which is a ton. So once again, see if these results seem similar, adjust your search as needed. There are filters on the side. Same principles apply even though now we're only looking at videos. And as you can see, these are videos, like some of them are 90 minutes long. They're a full feature-length documentary. Some of them are 2-minute news clips. So both are there. And one thing I wanted to say is that for any of these databases, there will likely be an option for you to get the information you need for citations within it. So if I clicked on this documentary, if I wanted to use this for my project, I would be able to generate the citation within the database. And that's just the best way to generate a citation because it has the most up-to-date information. If you use a different tool, there's likely going to be more mistakes. So you can just go into any of them, choose which citation style guide you're using. MLA is what I'm going to do, and then it fixes it for me, and then I can copy the citation, put it right into my wherever I'm keeping my notes. Same thing applies for the other databases, where if you open up one of these sources, if you want to use it, there is going to be a citation feature. Sometimes it's this quotation mark option. So point being, these are a bunch of different kinds of databases, and there are so many more than what we just looked at now, but all of these principles about how to construct your search, how to refine your results, and how to find the citations if you do decide you might want to use something, kind of apply to all of them. And so no matter which one you use, you can follow the same steps. And if one doesn't work, trying the next one might be the way to find what you need. And that is where I'm going to end the database demonstration for you. But before I let you go, I do want to talk about how you would reset your My Seattle College's password if you needed to. So what I'm going to do is, if you don't know what your My Seattle College's login is, so that is the password that you use to log into computers on campus or to log into our Wi-Fi or to log into your student email or any of the Microsoft products that you might use for school. That is the username and password we need for this. If you don't know it, you can reset it. And the password is the longer of your two passwords. It's not your Canvas password, it's a different one. And your username is usually your first name period last name. So if you recognize those characteristics and you know what these credentials are, you can just use them. But if you do need to reset them, you can go to, I have the instructions on this page that you'll have, but you can go to the URL tools.seattlecolleges.edu, and that is how you can reset it, or that QR code will take you there as well. So once you're here, you can either click on Get Your Credentials, or you can create or reset your password. Click on it, enter your CTC link ID, that's your student ID number. From there, you can enter in your legal first name, legal last name, date of birth, and it will give you an opportunity to reset your password. And so that is how you do that. That is what you will need to look at these databases from your own home device. If you're looking on a school computer or even on our Wi-Fi, you won't need to log in. But that is what you need to do if you are working at home or somewhere else besides campus. Okay, as always, please reach out to me or the other librarians if you need any help with this project. We are more than happy to help. There's information on our website about how to contact us, library.southseattle.edu, but your instructor can also direct you to me if you need it. So please reach out if you need help, and good luck with your projects.